In this video, we'll talk about Leibniz's understanding of monads and the implication his understanding has on our perception of the world. Leibniz identifies monads as the building blocks of reality, and he describes the monad as a self-sufficient, indivisible, simple substance. It is self-sufficient because it depends on nothing for its existence. The monad is created directly by God, or to use the exact word of Leibniz, the monad is fulgurated by God. To fulgurate is to create energy or light. So God creates monads and continuously bestows existence on them. The monad is also indivisible, and this poses a bit of a problem because anything that is touchable, anything that is physical or material is divisible. Think of an apple or a biscuit. Anything that has mass is divisible. Even the smallest pieces of an apple or the smallest pieces of a biscuit can still be cut and sliced. The only way for the monad to be indivisible is to be immaterial, not to have any physical existence. This is the only way the monad can fulfill the condition of indivisibility. The monad does not occupy any space. It is not material or touchable or physical. Based on this, reality is not material or physical, because Leibniz says that monads are the building blocks of reality. Monads are the constituents of reality. So if monads are immaterial, reality is immaterial. It is impossible for something that is non-physical to create something physical. No matter how many monads you combine, as long as those monads are non-physical, you will not create anything physical. This means that all the things, the objects and all the things that we interact with in our daily lives and that are physical do not exist. This is quite an extreme idea because we live our lives and we interact with many things that are touchable, that are material, that are physical. So how can we explain the existence of those things? To do that, we'll have to look at the different types of monads Leibniz enumerates. There are 4 types. There are 3 plus 1 supreme monad, because Leibniz refers to God as the supreme monad. Those monads are basic monads, soul monads, spirit monads, and the supreme monad. Let's explain them, starting with the last one. The supreme monad is God. There is only one supreme monad, and he has absolute apperception and appetition. Spirit monads are people, humans. They are conscious, they can reason, they can have plans for the future, they have cognitive abilities. Soul monads are animals. They have consciousness and memory. And Leibniz gives the example of a dog that is beaten with a baton. So every time this dog sees a baton, he flees and tries to escape because he has this memory of being beaten by this baton. Basic monads are barely conscious. They have a very low form of consciousness, like plants, for instance. Let's create a situation where different hierarchical levels of monads are at play. Let's say you are in a room, sitting on a sofa, watching TV and playing with your dog. In this situation, there is no room, there is no sofa, there is no television, and you are not interacting with your dog because, according to Leibniz, monads are windowless. It is impossible for any monad to affect another. They are closed, windowless, they are not affected by each other. What really exists in this situation is a spirit monad, you, and a soul monad, your dog, and there is no interaction between the two of you. It is God that simulates an interaction between the two of you, an interaction that you think you are having with your dog. You can extrapolate this example to the whole world and say that in the world there are no physical objects, there is no space, because what is space but distances that exist between physical objects. So if there are no physical objects, there is no space. All there is in the world is an infinite number of monads, and God that generates and simulates conversations and situations where those monads appear to interact. This is the entailment of fully going with the idea of Leibniz's monads. It is legitimate to ask the question what would make anybody, including Leibniz himself, abandon the easily verifiable idea that physical objects exist in favor of a very radical understanding of reality where there are no physical objects. Well, you can argue that if you believe that physical objects exist, there is a number of questions that go unanswered, the most important of which is, where does consciousness reside? The most meticulous scrutiny of the human body still cannot locate where consciousness is. Also, there are mental properties that are real, but that cannot be explained away through bodily processes, qualia. Leibniz argues that when you adopt his idea of monads, you solve the problem of consciousness and mental properties. Now, this video has reached its end. If you like to thumb it up, if you dislike to thumb it down, what do you think matters? And until we meet again, have a great day.